Hello, and I hope all is well with everybody. Where is my hand sanitizer? Before I go and take care of something, I thought I would make a video during the day when it's nice and sunny outside. It's not as warm as it was yesterday. Unfortunately, yesterday was, I think I had said that it was 80 or 85 or close to 85 degrees. It was a beautiful spring day yesterday. Now it's 53 degrees. As you see, I have the coat on because they were saying that it's supposed to rain today. I don't know if it's supposed to start around 8 o'clock or what. But in the meantime, it's a little windy outside too. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put my coat on with my coat that has a hood on, because in case it's cold, and it's also in case it's cold and it also rains, so I don't have to deal with all of that, because I do have an umbrella in here, but I didn't want to be bothered with the umbrella today, so I said, okay, let me do this. But anyways, that was brief introduction of what's going on right now. But anybody who is here for the very first time, I want to say welcome, and you are being introduced to my podcast. Now, my podcast, like I was saying before, to anybody who has heard this before, my podcast is either going to be in my home or my car until I find a permanent place in my home where I can actually podcast. And be stabilized. But until that happens, it's either going to be in my home, different sections of my home, or in my car. Gosh, the sun is coming through. So I make it do what it does. And also, this podcast is called Sacred Time. I am your host, Carlita. I am a 51-year-old mother and grandmother. I'm a 51-year-old mother and grandmother. A very proud 51-year-old mother and grandmother. And when I get a chance, I'll probably give you all a backstory, because I know some of you are probably wondering, she said she's a mother and grandmother, but no husband? Yes, I did have a husband at one point. That's a long story. And I went into it some videos ago. But I guess that I probably go into it for some newer subscribers eventually at some point. But I'm looking over to the left. I see the sheriffs have a bunch of tape blocked off down here in the country. Part of where I live at is country, and part of it is suburban. But right now, the part that I'm in is a little bit country. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about is, it is such a beautiful day. And I was thinking to myself, I said, eventually I want to take my podcast on the road. And when I say that, I mean, as far as showing different parts of where the state that I live in, because the beautiful thing about where I live at, there are so many different landscapes. There's the mountains, there is the ocean, there's the lakes. There are so many different landscapes, and there's the country where it's just farmland, and all of the different landscapes are really pretty. And I even found that the beautiful thing about, even when you travel, you get to see different things. Even when I had some years back, I lived in Miami. And if you ever been to Miami, you know exactly what Miami looks like. And I lived probably about a 15-minute walk from the beach where I lived at. Where I lived at was considered like high society, where people that had money lived at. And that's where I lived at for a time. And I loved the fact that I could easily walk to the beach, and I could see the sunset or see the sunrise. And it was beautiful. But eventually some things happened where I only lived there probably about a year and a half, and some things happened, and I realized it was time to move from there and move back to my home state. But I'm saying all that to say that if you've ever had a chance to travel, and I like to travel a lot, and see different countries or see different states, you'll be surprised at the beauty of it all. I mean, because you find so many different beautiful things. And I think that's what made me appreciate my own home state. Gosh, the sun is really blocking my own home state, because I'm able to see the beauty being so that I'm living back here again. And I really couldn't appreciate it the way that I do now, because I grew up here. But now that I'm back, after I had lived in another state for a little while, Miami, down in Florida, now that I'm back, you learn to appreciate different things. And if you ever get a chance, go out and travel. Just go and see the world, see different states. If you don't like to get on a plane, you can always travel by bus or car, or you can travel by boat. With me, I have no problem getting on a plane. I've been flying since I was 2 years old. The very first time that my father took me on a plane. So I don't have a problem getting on a plane. So, and I had actually planned on sometime this year taking a trip. I don't know where I'm gonna go just yet, but I definitely want to take a trip. Even if I can take at least 2 or 3 trips, that'd be great this year. But we'll see. I have to figure some things out, and we will see. But like I said, if you ever get a chance to travel, I would say do it. The life to me is not always about just work, and just work. There are some people that just believe in just working and come home, just working, just coming home. But I believe that taking time just to see the world, or just to travel someplace, it does a lot to you when you see something different than what you're normally used to seeing. You come back with a whole new aspect of looking at things and a fresh point of view. That's what travel does. When you actually get out, you're able to get out and see different things other than where you live at. And I would encourage anybody to go and travel, no matter how it is that you get to wherever you're going to get to. I would say do it, at least once a month, once a year. Even if you can't do it more than that, at least once a year, try to get out and go somewhere. But on that note, I didn't want to make this video too long. On that note, I want to say to you, if you have found value in any of my videos, or found anything that you liked about the videos, then please like and subscribe. And until my next video, take care, be blessed, and have a great day.